Danny Flexen here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined by Tommy TNT Fury at the end of what is a long day, but a fruitful one so far. How you feeling?
Tired. My legs are killing me. I feel like we've done a leg day. My jaw's aching, but we move.
What do you get from watching Tyson up there? Probably the biggest fight commercially, certainly, of his life. What does that do for you?
It does everything for me. Like I've been doing since a young boy, 15, 16 years old. I've been watching him handle these press conferences, handle his fight, handle his training camps and whatnot. And I always say, when my time comes, I'm going to adopt the way he handles all this sort of stuff, the media obligations, the fight. I'm going to use it to my advantage. So it's just knowledge in the bank for me.
What do you make of Dillian Whyte's no-show?
I think he's just doing himself an injustice. I mean, if I was in an event this big, I'd want to be part of everything. Obviously, he doesn't want to be, and that's fine. That's his choice. But I think it's very unprofessional. I think he's getting paid enough money to be here. But again, it's his own undoing. Because when people look back at this event, the UK's largest ever attendance for a boxing fight or any event, I think, there's not going to be no posters or anything because he's not showed up to the event. But I don't know. We'll see.
Will we see you on the undercard?
Maybe not. I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll see. I mean, I'm hoping so. That's kind of the plan. Get a good win there and then we march on.
How much would it mean to you so early in your career to be at Wembley Stadium in front of 90,000? I mean, even if you're early in the card, a lot of people are going to be there.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It means the world to me. I mean, already in 7 fights, I've already fought in America. I've already gone over there in front of 30,000 people, fought there. So to come in my 8th fight, the fight after that and box at Wembley in front of 100,000 people, it's ridiculous, isn't it, when you think about it, in 8 fights. I'm definitely thankful to Tyson because without him, none of this would be happening. But yeah, hopefully it comes off and hopefully we can get a good performance out.
How gutted were you when you were forced to call off the fight with Jake Paul? You must have been devastated.
Yeah, devastated. Absolutely devastated, especially watching that fight and how bad he did. How awful that fight was. That was meant to be my time, my show. But at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. That's all I'm going with at the minute. Not really sure what those reasons are. But, it is what it is. I was uncleared by 3 medical professionals not to fight. So there's nothing I can really do with a broken rib and a bacterial chest infection. And I wasn't absolutely in some state on the night of that fight. So there's no way I could have fought. At the end of the day, I look to get a good win out on this undercard and get that fight back at the end of the year. If it's there, if it's not, I'll crack on with my career. There's no mither about that.
When you see him talking, criticising you, saying the ship sailed kind of stuff, do you think he's just doing that to increase the value of the fight ultimately when it does happen?
Yeah, 100%. He knows this is the biggest fight out there for him. He knows me and him it makes the most sense, it makes the most money. It makes
even more so now.
Yeah, it's unfinished business. That's what it is at the end of the day. He's very good at hyping fights and he knows exactly what he's doing. But at the end of the day, I believe that fight comes back at the back end of the year and we move on.
What do you make of him kind of moving into promoting now as well, particularly with women's boxing and kind of championing equal pay, all that kind of thing?
I mean, I don't. He's trying to become the hero of boxing, isn't he? And trying to help everybody in the UFC and whatnot. But if there's no gain in it for Jake Paul, you'll never see Jake Paul do anything. There's got to be some financial or, gain for Jake Paul, or else he won't be doing it. That's it. Promoting Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor in New York, it's all publicity for his business and his promotion. So that's the reason why he's doing it. It is what it is. Good luck to him, best luck to him. But other than that, I've got no comment on it.
If that fight between the two of you doesn't come off anytime soon, what's the route you want to take?
Just be active. Be active. Do what I was doing my whole life. Just fight actual fighters. I'm going to fight in this undercard, hopefully, and get a good win here. And then just do that 3 or 4 more times throughout the year. Keep active and keep learning my craft, keep learning my trade. I'm a fighting man. I'm not a YouTube boxer. I'm not a wannabe boxer. I'm taking it deadly serious. I live a Spartan lifestyle. I just want to show everybody how good I can be.
Are you kind of keeping half an eye on the champions, particularly domestically, at the moment in your division?
I watch every fight. I'm an avid boxing watcher, but only had 10 amateur fights. I didn't have a lot of amateur experience, so I'm only 22 years old. We're going to take our time nice and slow, get the right fights at the right time. And I think that's key in boxing. I think that's what a lot of managers and trainers miss. I think they try and look at the paycheck over the fight and take fights that they shouldn't take. Whereas me, that's not really. It's not really a problem for me. Like I'm not going to take a fight because of money. Like I don't box for money. I do it because I love it, and it's too hard of a sport to do. Do you know what I mean? Like I purely love this sport, and everyone can see that because I could have gone down 1,000 different avenues to earn money. I don't have to get punched in the head for it. And the fact that I'm still doing it day in and day out, living like a literal Spartan for this business, I think it shows how much I want it. So we're going to take my career nice and slow, get the right fights at the right time, and just, have fun with it along the way.
Is there anyone in boxing, when you were first getting into it, with your limited amateur experience, that you kind of looked at for inspiration? Anyone else who's not had much of an amateur career?
Not really. I mean, it is what it is. Boxing's tough. It's a very tough game, and I know that I didn't pick up as much experience as I would like to in the amateur game. But I believe the sparring I've had and the people I've been around and the family that I come from, it's kind of made up for that. So taking the right fights at the right time, I'm sure I'll get there. Again, I'm 22 years old. There's no rush at all.
And you live with your missus, of course. You mentioned your Spartan lifestyle. How great is it for you that you've got someone else who's a very healthy liver? Because if you were with someone who was, getting takeaways every week, I imagine it'd be very, very hard.
Molly does like a takeaway, I'm not going to lie. No. It's good. Me and Molly live a very simple, plain lifestyle. Up early, go to bed early. That's it. We live a good lifestyle, and especially it's good for me because Molly doesn't go out, she doesn't go clubbing, she doesn't drink. So it's very easy for me to do my camps and train at home because she's right there with me. There's no late nights, there's no junk food lying about, there's no nothing. So it's she's very helpful for me, she supports me a lot all the way, understands my job, which is very important. So I'm very lucky to have her.
Does she join you on any of your training, like your runs and stuff?
No, that's a step too far. I mean, she'll give me the pat on the back and say you're doing well and keep going, but she will not get out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning for a run, put it that way.
Brilliant. Well, really appreciate your time. Hope you do get on the undercard, and we'd love to see you out again.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Really appreciate it.